Hi everyone! Tamil women's participation in the Tamil struggle and also in the Ulam Wars is a crucial part of the Tamil history. Especially the date of the 10th of October is an important day to remember, because on that day the first female member of the Tigers fell in battle, and her name is 2nd Lieutenant Malathi. But did you know that she wasn't the only one who fell on that day? And also did you know that there was another woman who sacrificed her life earlier than 2nd Lieutenant Malathi? So let's dive into today's video where we are going to look at some historical aspects on the Tamil women's participation in the Tamil struggle. About 30% of the fighting force of the Tigers were women. But besides their role on the battlefield, Tamil women played important roles in the political wing, in the administrative wing, and in the cultural wing. And yet, these women's contribution and also the broader understanding of the Tamil struggle and the Tamil genocide is very absent in the global consciousness. Meanwhile, other struggles are highlighted or even fetishized. But why is that? It's a question some people need to ask themselves.
And by some people, I'm talking very specifically about white people.
Before the Ulam War started, the Tamil people waged a non-violent struggle, and this form of struggle was waged by political parties whose leadership were mostly men, and these men were conservative and had an elitist mindset. But despite this, Tamil women already then played a crucial role when it came to mobilization. And in the 70s, the form of the Tamil struggle started to shift, and in that time, Pon Sivakumaran, the first Tamil militant, died, and at his funeral, Tamil women went to the cremation site. That is noteworthy because normally Tamil women weren't allowed to go to the cremation site. And Pon Sivakumaran's death and the Tamil women who participated at his funeral foreshadowed the upcoming Ulam Wars and the Tamil women's participation in it. The first Tamil groups were founded by men, and the LTT wasn't an exception. Despite this, Tamil women played a crucial role when it came to gathering information or providing food and shelters to the Tamil guerrillas. And even before the Ulam War started, the LTT had two female members in their ranks. One was Adele Balasingham, the wife of Anton Balasingham, who was the theoretist and the chief negotiator of the LTTE. And as a woman with Australian background, she was the first and the only internationalist member in the LTTE. And the second member was a woman named Urmila. Urmila was the leader of the youth wing of the Tamil United Liberation Front. She then joined the Tigers. She and Uma Maheswaran, who was from the LTT Central Committee, had an affair. At that time, it was against the LTT's rule, and therefore both of them were expelled from the organization. While Urmila returned back to the homeland and died because of her illness, Uma Maheswaran founded a new group, and that group was named and Plot. And this was the starting point of the rivalry between the LTTE and Plot. The LTT had an intention to build a women's wing, but after the Black July pogrom in 1983, India started to give weapons and training. So at that time, this was the first priority. But everything started to change in the year of 1984. 4 Tamil students waged a hunger strike in Jaffna. These women were abducted by the Tigers and were brought back to Tamil Nadu. And these women wanted to join the LTTE. And one of them was Madhivalani, who would later marry Prabhakaran. And another member of that group would later be the head of Senjole, the orphanage for little girls. Soon after, another group of Tamil women joined the LTTE, but this group joined first Tello. But at Tello's camp, Tello wasn't able to provide any facilities to them, and therefore they asked to join the LTTE, and the LTT agreed. And these were the first batch of women who received training from the LTTE in Tamil Nadu, and their training started on the 18th of August in 1985. This batch returned to Tamil Ulam in July 1986 with the intention to participate in the Ulam Wars. On the 12th October 1986, some women from that batch were stationed in Mannar under Lieutenant Colonel Victor, and on that day the Sri Lankan army advanced towards the town of Adamban, and Lieutenant Colonel Victor mobilized all the troops, including the women's. And in that battle, the Sri Lankan army was forced back. 14 bodies of the Sri Lankan soldiers were captured. Even 2 POWs were captured for the first time in the history of the LTTE, and 1 woman got injured in that battle. Despite this huge success of their first mission, Lieutenant Colonel Victor fell in that battle. After their baptism of fire, the Tamil women in the LTTE participated in many other battles and built their first training camp in Tamlulam, and this training camp was solely organized by Tamil women. On the 10th of October in 1987, the war between India and the LTTE broke out. The Indian troops moved on 5 axes towards the town of Jaffna, and one of these axes went through the town of Kopai, and there a unit of the female members of the LTTE was stationed. As the Indian troops advanced, they resisted, and in that ensuing battle, 2nd Lieutenant Malathi fell in battle, and this incident marked the first death of a female member within the ranks of the LTTE. But there were other 3 women who fell on that day in the battle against the Indian troops. But besides these 4 members, there was another female who fell in battle, and her name was Shobha, and she was from the group EPRLF. She fell on the 3rd May in the year of 1985 as EPRLF attacked the camp of the Sri Lankan Navy. After Jaffna fell, the LTT withdrew to the forests of Manalare, and in that time, on the 26th of September in 1989, on the commemoration day of Lieutenant Colonel Tiliban, who played a crucial role in the emancipation of the Tamil women, the women's military unit of the LTTE was inaugurated, and Major Sodia became its first commander. But tragically, she died on the 11th of January in 1990 due to illness. During the Second and the Third Ulam War, the LTT started to act as a conventional army. For that, they created many new units, like its Black Tiger unit or its naval wing, the Sea Tigers, and the Tamil women were a part of it too. Despite their new role on the battlefields, Tamil women participated in the administrative and in the political duties too. And in the mid-90s, as the LTT grew further, they needed to restructure its military apparatus, and therefore many new units for the women's wing were created. As an example, the 2nd Lieutenant Malathi's regiment, or the Major Sodia regiment, or the Anbarasi regiment. With the new millennium, the ceasefire agreement of 2002 was signed, and after that period, the de facto state of Tamlulam was manifested, and these structures were responsible for the liberated areas and for the people who were living in it. And many of these structures were created for Tamil women by Tamil women, and they played a leading role in these structures too. The Tamil women's participation in the armed struggle shaped the de facto state of Tamlulam, where women's right and well-being was ensured. As an example, already in the mid-90s, having sex without the consent of a woman was defined as rape, and the punishment for it was the death penalty. That the Tamil women were a big driving force of the Tamil struggle was always recognized by the Sri Lankan or the Indian troops. Therefore, their repression was always directed towards women, especially after the end of the Fourth Ulam War. The genocidal tools of the Sri Lankan state was women-centered. Despite this, after the end of the war, many struggles, like protests against land grabs or the protests of the relatives of the enforced disappeared, are led by Tamil women. The foundation for the achievement of the Tamil women in the struggle was laid by 2nd Lieutenant Malathi, but technically it was Shobha from EPRLF who became the first female Tamil martyr. While Shobha's role and sacrifice must never be forgotten, the EPRLF can't get credits for it, because EPRLF acted as paramilitaries for the Indian troops that used rape as a weapon, and EPRLF has recently distanced itself from the cause, even removing Ulam from its name. Therefore, it's not wrong to recognize 2nd Lieutenant Malathi and the LTT for the true emancipation of the Tamil women in the national struggle. Thousands of Tamil women joined the ranks of the LTTE, sacrificed their life, and shaped the very foundation of Tamlulam. Thank you very much for your attention. Please leave a like or a comment in the comment section, and I wish you a nice day.